guys, it's Christy here from the Stamp Cycle, and welcome to another episode of Critter Mania. So if you're just tuning in, we made these two critters here, a panda and a fox, using the Fox Builder Punch. So I have just a short video series here for you, just showing you how to make all kinds of different critters using the Fox Builder Punch. So these are the two that we've made so far. And then today I thought we would make this raccoon. So let's set those aside and get started. So to make this raccoon, you're going to need a scrap of basic gray and a scrap of smoky slate. All right, so and one more scrap, sorry. You will need a scrap of basic black, and I just have a thin strip here because we're just going to cut out nose and eyes, so you don't need a real big piece for that. All right, so we're going to punch out most everything in the smoky slate, but we do not need this mask piece. So my paper doesn't come all the way to the side here, but that's okay. So we don't need that piece for this critter. So we're just going to punch all of that out. Set that smoky slate aside. And then for the gray, we do need the tail, the mask, and some other things. So it's really hard to get the tail without without cutting out everything. So I'm just going to do the best I can here to get the pieces that I need for my critter. And that was the basic gray. And then we do need one more ear. So that only punched out one ear. So you can just take like a little scrap side here and just get your ear. Okay. And that's all we need from the basic gray. So we will go through here and let's first pick out the parts that we need and get rid of what we don't. So we need the two ear pieces. We need that mask part. We do not need the body. We need the head, the body, and the tail. From that, we need the tail from that guy. And then that is all we need from what we just punched out there. So I'll just put all these other pieces to the side. And like I've showed you in my previous video, I have a critter body bag that I keep all my critter pieces in. Here it is. All right, and then we need the basic black, and we're just going to punch out the nose from this. And then we need to take the Owl Builder Punch that I've been showing in all the videos, is great for the eyeballs here. So I'm just going to use this scrap and punch out the eyeballs. All right, and now we are ready to start building our critter. Okay, so we are going to have to do some cutting. So the first thing we'll do here is, and I just realized we actually need one more of these masks because we need it for the belly. But we only need half of the mask, so I'm just... Okay, so we need to make the belly, will be the first thing that we'll cut out here. So we'll just take our paper snips and we'll just trim off one side of that mask. Okay, and then the next thing we need to do is trim down the eyes. So raccoons, I think, do have the points, so we don't have to trim down the pointy piece, but we do want to come in and kind of create a more rounded top part. So I'm just going to come in here and just freehand cut it out to round, and I'm going to try to make the other side about as close to that as I can get. All right, that's pretty close. And then now we just need to glue it all up. Nope, then we need to do the tail, but let's glue most of this together and then we'll work on the tail, because the tail is probably the most difficult piece of this critter. Okay, so first let's glue on his chest. And I've lost my handy dandy tweezers. There they are. I like to use these when putting together the punch art. It just makes it easy to grab all these tiny little pieces and put them onto my critter here. All right, try to get that lined up in the center. And then let's work on the face here. So let's do the eyeball center, the eyeballs first, or this is the mask around the eyeballs, I guess you could say. And if you get it too big, which we might have here, so let me try. I might have totally messed our raccoon up. It might be better for you to, first, before you start gluing, is to test it out. So we're just going to cut this down a little bit more because we don't need them quite that big for the raccoon. And it's okay, this one has glue, we'll work with it. That's why I like using this multi-matte medium, because it dries clear, so you won't even see that glue that is on there. So let's put some more glue on here, and these should fit. So that was a good boo-boo for you to see. So you know that it's probably best to lay these pieces out to make sure that you've trimmed them down enough. And this raccoon got a little wonky with the eyes, but you know, that's okay. I think that gives our critters some character. All right. Okay, so we'll put that together. Next we can do the nose since it's right there. We'll do the eyes. And then let's put our ear centers in. Now you could give your raccoon a mouth. I did not give any of my critters really a mouth. You could use the stamp set that coordinates with this punch to give your critters an entire face if you wanted, or just you could use just the mouthpiece, but I kind of like my critters the way that I have them without masks. But you could even draw on a mouth, or get creative and make your mouth out of another part of this punch. Okay, so we have everything but the tail. We can go ahead and glue the head on while we're working on the tail. Now the tail, as you see, is just the gray piece, just cut in different spots to give you those stripes on the tail. So there really isn't, you need to cut here. It's just, you just come along and just cut some off, but you want to make sure that you line your tails up first, because if you start cutting this way, those pieces are not going to fit on your tail. So you see this one, I did the tail facing this way, but we'll do the tail like that today. So you just come along and you just slice off pieces, and when you slice them, try to keep them in the same orientation so that you're not spending a ton of time trying to figure out how you cut your tail. All right, so now all we have to do is just glue this tail onto this raccoon's body, and this critter is done. Ooh, I like how that tail turned out better than the other one. What do you think? All right, so there we go. Cute raccoon. All right, thanks guys. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. We will create another critter, and I'm thinking tomorrow's might be sneak peek the skunk. All right, thanks guys for stopping by.